Hey guys, this is Charlie from Daily Motor subbing in for TheTopher to bring you some studio coverage of the refreshed 2025 Acura MDX. No super big changes for this car for 2025, but Acura has taken some feedback from their shoppers and owners and potential customers to make some key changes for the 2025 model year. So in the studio today, we've got a Type S advanced model that I'm sitting in right here. We're also going to check out that normal advanced model over there. So let's start right out with what's in front of us here. If you'll notice, we no longer have a center touchpad. Some people liked the touchpad as a way to be able to keep your eyes on the road and make minimal arm movements in order to control the center touchscreen, but gone. Now it's gone. Now it's simply a touchscreen setup, and this one is powered by Android Automotive, so you have a lot of familiar Google functionality right here in the screen. I should also mention that the screen has been moved up to be a little bit closer. I'm 5'10", and I can't quite reach it when my back is against the seat, but a little bit of a reach up, and I'm able to get to most of the screen. You might notice on camera that it's a bit of a canted forward as well. It's very, very up and down, but I bet you that reduces glare from this panoramic sunroof. So as you can see, we've got full Google Maps here, pinch and zoom. You can put in navigation fairly easily. You can also use the Google Assistant. Navigate to the nearest Starbucks. And we might be lacking... Oh, no, we're not.
Just a moment.
Okay, even within this building, we're getting navigation instructions, and it's going to look just like your Google Maps on your personal device. So if you're not running Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that is a nifty way to run this. Okay, so we are offline, but it's still giving us some navigation instructions there. You can hear some audio feedback coming through on the screen. You can scroll around. This is another change that was pointed out to me for this model. It's much easier to get to your ambient lighting adjustments, so no longer having to jump into the settings screen in order to change between Suzuka or Gran Premio or Route 66 for your ambient lighting. Very easy to do now. Also, I'm noticing it's a very quick to respond system. You can see going back and forth between a lot of different screens. I'm not getting really any sort of perceptible lag. I'm getting a nice screen transition. I'm liking that quite a bit. What else is new in the cabin? In this A-Spec Advanced trim, you'll notice some ultra suede inserts right here, some Alcantara to be comfortable, some Type S embossments into the headrests. We're not going to be able to notice it here in the cabin in the studio, but Acura claims this interior to be 10% quieter thanks to some acoustic upgrades. We've got some redesigned interior fender liners up in front of us, and you have rear laminated glass in the back of the car as well on this one, giving you what they say to be about 10% quieter cabin. Because that trackpad is gone, we now have a redesigned wireless charging pad. You can see it is decently large. Larger phone going right on there. Very grippy as well, so if you take corners quickly here with your turbocharged 3-liter engine, you're still going to be able to have your phone staying there and getting charged, which is good. Still have a nice physical volume knob here. And speaking of volume knobs, I should say we are sitting in a cabin without an ELS sound system anymore. Acura had really built up that ELS sound system, especially the Signature Series model in the Type S MDX, but now it's gone, and they've decided to abandon that 20-year partnership and instead go with Bang Olufsen. So you can see up here in the A-pillars, we have some Bang Olufsen tweeters with a bit of their unique design language going on up there. This is a 31 speaker sound system in this car that we're sitting in. So many speakers, and a lot of those are attributed to the roof speakers up here on top. We've got 12 roof speakers, and I'm actually going to do a little bit more of a dedicated breakdown over on the DM Sound channel. We'll throw the link below. I'll show you where all the speakers are. Unfortunately, we can't listen to any sort of demo track because the tuning of the sound system isn't finalized yet. So I know Chris will have his standard Epidemic Sound sort of test tracks that he plays for you all once he has the car and it's a production model. But right now, not only would it not sound very good, but we're not even allowed to play demo tracks for you. But they're promising that Bang & Olufsen should continue to uphold the sound quality that people have come to expect from Acura. So I'm sure it will sound pretty good. And with the Bang & Olufsen system, we get the ability to utilize their Bayo sound tuning. So where are we here? Over here in general settings, sound. Oh, that's sound volume. And then we have sound right here. Then we see the Bayosonic tone and surround. And instead of conventional treble and bass adjustments, we have bright, energetic, warm, and relaxed. So it's supposed to be a little bit more of a way to speak a little more common and maybe approachable terms for people who aren't necessarily audiophiles for tuning their sound. And then you can adjust the surround level over there between all 3D and all stereo. If we go back, we have ways to adjust the roof speakers and the center speakers. That's pretty standard for Acura products. And then a few different audio zones and some speed compensated volume. So interestingly, still no mid-range adjustment. I would like to have sort of a 5 or 9 band equalizer, but it is nice that we're seeing that Bassonic adjustment there from Bang & Olufsen. All right, let's hop out, take a look at the updated MDX because there are some styling changes. This new paint color, Urban Gray Pearl, is the name of the paint color. We're seeing it here on this Type S model with the Advanced package. No more Type S technology anymore. It's just Advanced. And we're seeing the Type S grille. We're seeing small changes to the headlights, a little bit less chrome action going on in there. 21-inch wheels that are new for this model, not the size necessarily, but this wheel design. And you can see a lot of room in there for the calipers and the rotors. We're running on Continental Cross Contact RX tires. Still rocking the same 3-liter turbocharged powertrain, so no changes there. Still the 355 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque coming from that, so no driving changes other than, like I said, it should be a little bit quieter. We're still seeing the black cladding down low on this model. Very, very subtle changes to the rear, just a little bit of removal of chrome in those rear tail lights. You'd be very hard-pressed to notice it unless you had one side by side. Still a sharp-looking car. Nice proportions on this one. Maybe not the most athletic option in this category, but with that updated tech, perhaps one that is very, very nice to spend time in. Making our way past the Bang & Olufsen living room setup here and over to a little bit more of the common spec model. This is an advanced package of a normal MDX, so you're still running the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6, something that's a little bit less common to be getting here in this category, so a naturally aspirated V6 engine. Chrome around the grille, so you can see sort of the difference here if I stand and look between both of them. The normal one, the non-Type S, is getting chrome and a little bit less opening in the grille, and then the Type S is getting more of the blacked out setup. You, however, can get an A-Spec package, and it's a new trim for 2025, A-Spec with the Advanced package here for the MDX, and that one's going to get you the styling of the Type S model, but with the engine and powertrain and accoutrement of the non-Type S. You're going to have black wheels on that one. We've got a new design here for these. What are these ones, 20s or 19s? Bridgestone Alenzas on here. 20-inch wheels on this one. And you'll notice that the lower cladding is body colored. We're seeing that with a few new vehicles these days. I really appreciate that because it gives the vehicle a sleek, lower, longer look. If we compare to the black lower cladding on the Type S, this more body-colored cladding really classes up the vehicle without much of a change. It's subtle, but it really does look good. Let's take a look in the interior of this one. This one has the full merino leather, and it smells fantastic. I wish you all could smell as well as you could hear in this video because it's not often you get in a car and it smells like a furniture store, but this one really does. And look at this nice paint color. Seeing similar changes in the interior here again. No trackpad, a little bit more of a basic color scheme. The non-Type S models now receive the same seats that the previous Type S had, just without the Alcantara inserts now, but the design is similar, hugs you nicely. In this car, we're seeing a 19-speaker sound system, also tuned by Bang & Olufsen. We've got just the elimination of some roof speakers for the 3D setup and the elimination of some coaxial unity speakers around the cabin as well. But you still have a subwoofer, still plenty of speakers in here, and it should sound good. The base car is now up to 11 speakers, and it's just an unbranded Acura tuned system. But fortunately, you're getting this system even in the second highest model. So really, if you look at the trim walk, I wouldn't even bother with the base MDX. At least just get yourself into that first package that's going to get you this 19-speaker system. And you should have a nicely equipped MDX. One thing I forgot to show you in the other car is if we click through all these warnings, because this is a studio vehicle, click through all those, we should get to the map. Maybe, can you do it in this one? He showed me in the other vehicle. There we go. If we're going through all these screens. There it is. Took a little while, but you can actually get that full Google Maps coming up on the screen. It's not an entirely full screen map like you see in some cars, but still nice to have a little bit of navigation going on in front of you there. It's a handsome cabin. No big changes there, but probably some really quality of life sort of changes for the 2025 model here that I bet you some people who are maybe on the fence or test drove a previous MDX and didn't quite fall in love with it, maybe these changes will be enough to convince you. Let's hop out, take one last look at them, and mention a few last bits of information. There's another new color that you're not seeing here. Canyon River Blue Metallic is going to be offered on the non-Type S cars and also non-A spec, so maybe a little bit more of a limited color there, that Canyon River Blue Metallic. In the Type S model for 2025, you're also getting AcuraWatch 360, the top level of their safety suite, which is giving you a few cool new features, one of which being active lane change assist, so you can press down or up on the turn signal stalk, and if it's safe, the car will accelerate a little bit and get into the lane next to you that you wanted to merge into. It's got some sensors up here to help with that you can't even see. They're baked right into the front bumper. We've also got front forward collision, not forward collision warning, but lane cross traffic alert, front cross traffic alert. So many of these safety features to keep track of. And then you also have a lane change collision mitigation feature that, again, you're only getting on this Type S model. Tons of safety features on the normal one. I would kind of like to see all of them available on the non-high performance version. I don't know why only people who want to drive a little bit more sporty should be entitled to the top level of safety features, but they're kind of showing the Type S as maybe their flagship model, even though you're getting the 21-inch wheels and everything. Yeah, so something else to consider about the Type S. So subtle changes for the Acura MDX here in the 2025 model year. We don't have any information on pricing yet. I can't imagine it'll be too terribly different from what you see in the 2024 models. However, is it enough? Is it enough to kind of get you away from something like an Audi Q7 or a Volvo XC90? I think it's nice when we see these sort of few model year later changes when manufacturers really get some feedback from their customers and from the shoppers and change up the things that people want to see. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.